Welcome to Two Queens and Crystal Things, the podcast where we are on some manifest your life, shift your mind, and raise the consciousness type of shit. I am Mia.
And I am Christy. And you can consider us your spiritual girlfriends for the next hour or more. All right, so last week, let me put the glass down while I'm talking. So last week we talked about a topic many of you wanted to learn more about, and that is manifestation.
Manifest your life.
For real.
For real.
Manifest. And we talked about what manifestation is, how our mindset is key in obtaining what we desire in our lives. And this can include relationships, job opportunities, money, and more. Honestly, manifestation isn't just about material things. You guys can be creative. Manifestation you can manifest whatever it is that you want in your life. But the list is endless. So that is awesome. But I'd like to give a shout out to those who have given us feedback on this episode, on the manifestation episode. You guys are thebomb.com.
Thebomb.com.
We've received some really great
chips.
Yes. We've received some really
Salt and vinegar,
great
to be exact.
Salt and vinegar.
Oh, sorry. I want some chips now.
Lord. But we've gotten some great feedback on the episode, and we really appreciate it. We've gotten text messages and DMs, so thank you for taking the time to listen. And honestly, let me give a shout out to my sister, my fifth. She listened, so thank you for listening to the podcast. All right, so what's up for today, Mia?
Okay, so today, okay, sorry. Today we're gonna talk about raising your vibration. So, all right, look, y'all. On the journey, it's a lot of work. It's some hard work, but sometimes it's some fun, right? So, I'm sure we've shared this before, but everything is made of energy, your vibration. So whatever it is that you're emitting out, that's what you're attracting to you. So based on the law of vibration, that energy is a constant state of vibration. So that means that when you are feeling down, you need to be very diligent and intentional about raising your vibration because of what you want to attract in your life.
Yep.
So let's simplify. In the self-discovery journey process, whatever you guys want to call it, we talked a lot about going into the depths of your soul and facing yourself, facing your darkness, your shadow work. And it's just as important in this discovery to relearn yourself and find out what brings you joy.
Yes.
Okay?
That's
So remember, we're all things. We're light and dark and heaven and hell and up and down, whatever. Spiritual and human.
All
so this
things
is
and
about
nothing.
all of it and nothing. So this is about tapping into the joy. How do you raise that vibration? So it's about getting back to your sunshine.
Ooh.
Yeah.
But you see how, okay, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
So the beat, the dun, 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 that brings us joy.
Yeah.
That's like something that
just brings you, gets you hype.
I'm telling you, move that. Okay, we're gonna get to that though. We're gonna get there.
And again, similar to the shadow work, this is something that I personally think we should all discover on our own.
Yeah.
Just like when you're going through, like it is so beautiful to go through the process and just relearn. Like, oh my God, it's stuff that brings me joy. Just with me. I don't need anybody else. I don't need, you know what I mean? And that's beautiful to discover. Okay. So there is power in being able to acknowledge and manage your own feelings.
True.
So, we always talk about feel the feels, but we also understand that, you do have the power over, you always have choices. Choices and decisions. Decisions and choices.
This is true.
So what you think?
Well, I think it's important for us to discuss because a lot of people don't understand the importance of making sure their vibration is on the higher end. And I think it's easy. Again, I say this all the time. We are spiritual beings living a human existence. So it's often, we often forget that we are spiritual beings first and then we are humans. But because we are here living this human existence, we easily get thrown off. And that's just going to happen. But the thing is, our human existence, it's not always going to be rainbows and a field of sunflowers. we're going to have our ups, we're going to have our downs, we're going to have our highs, we're going to have our lows. But once we have a better grasp and we understand what raising our vibration means and what it entails for us specifically, it can honestly help you regulate your moods, your emotions, and you talked about in one of our episodes, energy in motion.
Energy in motion.
Energy in motion.
Okay. But for real. So, what did you just say? You said something about, like, you know, I think there's this thing with spirituality that people, like, you know, when you're awoke or you're spiritual. Okay, sorry, that's very annoying. Turn that. Okay.
She's hot tonight.
No, that's probably Jay's TikToks going off that I have. Anyway, so that there's this assumption that it's all rainbows and unicorns.
Yeah, it's not.
You know what I mean? That when you're going through this spirit, there's an expectation, I think, a stereotype that you always positive. It's just like being spiritual does not necessarily mean you're all of a sudden very positive. No. You know, all the time, or, you know, that you're not a human anymore. It's just a matter of you are aware of your consciousness. Yeah. That's like, just
and
like,
I feel like you're consciously able to shift it into a better
but
direction.
You're going to get pissed off. Oh. Let's be clear.
Baby.
Okay?
Okay.
But I've said it before, it's so important just to feel the feels. And we all have feelings for a reason. So we aren't saying if you're feeling bad to ignore those feelings and just be like, nope, I'm not doing it. I'm going to raise my vibration. Everything's fine. It's fine. While you're like smiling and crying at the same time. Like, it's fine. It's
like that meme with the dog that's sitting in the room of fire and it's like, I'm okay.
I'm okay.
And the room is on fire. Things are great. Life is good.
But I will say that just as you have a reaction, do the things that make you feel happy. Acknowledge the feelings and sit with it. Don't drink away or, you know, fuck it away or sleep it away or eating it away or running from it. That's not what we're suggesting. It's like, it's sit with it, but healing happens by feeling. So feel that, because healing happens by feeling. You cannot heal if you're trying to ignore this stuff. It just won't happen. They'll be like, you just not, you don't want to heal.
And that's why a lot of people aren't healed.
Because you have feel the feelings, and then because you get these dope ass lessons there. You do. And then you're like, and then when you learn that, like, okay, I feel like that you are able to change that. It's like, oh man, this feels terrible. I hate this. Why did it happen? You're like,
right. It's like, that makes so much sense.
That makes so much sense. You know what we can do? Oh my god. You can totally just get yourself in a better mood, but it's still important to learn those lessons.
Yep. And so one of the things that I've heard for years is people talking about, I don't want you to kill my vibe. I don't want you to kill my vibe. But honestly, but once you get to a point where you are like, your self-work is a constant thing where you're constantly working on yourself, nobody can kill your vibe unless you give them permission to do that.
And I'm not.
Right. It's like, okay, so I just saw Kevin Hart's show, Zero Fucks Given. And I have to tell you, like, I'm at a point in my life where I don't have, like, I just don't.
I told you.
I just don't.
Why? Because why though? I'm serious. I'm definitely at a point where I can be in a place and I'm just like, y'all trying to get my vibe down. I have not near a problem exiting stage left. I don't have to say anything. I don't have to make a big deal. I was like, this is just not where I need to be right now. And it just, that's a choice and a decision.
So there was something that happened today, and maybe I shouldn't say it because this is recording, but somebody, you know who the somebody is, who I am connected to, but the somebody referred to me with my maiden name instead of using my legal name because they don't want me to have my legal name. And they responded to me twice.
You're like, I guess I'm supposed to.
Right. And so I was just like, and at first I was thinking, I'm about to, let me get my phone. No.
Yeah,
I'm like, okay, it looks good. All right, that's all right.
Okay. Nope. Don't even. I'm not giving that to you.
No.
So okay. Just
Ooh,
look.
excuse me.
Yeah, the thought that you have to be positive, you don't have to be shit. Just be who you are.
Yeah, just
but
be you.
know that you can control and manage it. So don't get into that's some BS. Being spiritual just means y'all don't.
Yeah, like people think that because you're spiritual, you're gonna be floating off the ground all the time and always and it's not like that all the time. You can, and we've talked about this too. Like you can be spiritual and like nice things. You can be spiritual and
Girl, I'm gonna say what Kanye said. Don't you ever forget. Now from the south side of Chicago, I'm spiritual AF. Well, from the south side of Chicago, so I'm telling you,
I'm from the suburbs.
But I can feel it when it starts coming. Be like, oh, come back to your center, Mia.
Center yourself.
Thank you for that.
Thank you for that lesson.
Thank you.
Thank you for being a mirror to my emotions.
Thank you for being a reflection.
And showing me
my
true self.
My true self. I am honored.
See, and I'm not that person either, because there are those people that are just like that, like the one woman.
Be like, yeah, if I do that, somebody does something to me and I do that, they need to be very scared. Like, I know I got shot.
Right.
I just don't know where it is.
Like,
I'm bleeding
she
out
has a
someplace. Where did she get me? Have a nice day.
Thank you for reflecting my emotions back to me.
And thank you for letting me learn a little bit more about my darkness.
Much love, appreciation, and gratitude. I'm not that person. But I'm also not floating around.
Oh my God. Okay. Ooh. Okay. So there's some low vibrational thoughts versus some high vibrational thoughts. Okay. So there's the victim thing. The why me attitude. Why is it always me? Again, that's just affirming. You want it to always be you. Okay, more of that for you.
There you go.
Here you go. Bing. You tend to get mad real quick, real snappy. She's with the shits real fast, real defensive. That's some low vibrational stuff because the need to always respond. That's some low vibration, like for real. Yeah. Now you taking me out of I'm taking myself out of my energy to respond to you. No,
Yeah. And can I say something too real quick? I'm sorry to throw you off. If I throw you off. But I mean, there are times where sometimes you kind of just quick hop back into that space.
Yes.
And you kind of curse someone out. It just
I
happens.
I have the Patsy's mouth. I have the
It happens. So I just want to make sure that everyone knows that we are not perfect by any means.
And I don't even want to be. I like a little seasoning, a
little spiciness,
little marination. Please, but no,
we're not perfect.
I'm dead ass. I don't want to be. That sounds hella boring. No. Like boring.
But someone was DMing me and they were like, "Oh, you look like you've done a lot of self work. I can tell that you've been." And then I told her, I was like, "Well, the gag is the gag is that there is always work to do as it relates to ourselves. So we are constantly evolving and looking to better ourselves, but by no means are we perfect. By no means.
Let me tell you something. I love figuring out more about myself. And sometimes figuring out more about yourself is exposing more of yourself.
Yeah.
But sometimes it's figuring out what makes you happy again. Anyway, okay. So another low vibrational thought. I know I have felt like this. It's just like, damn, I can't catch a break. Fuck! It's just like when it rains, it pours. You just like, it's just always one thing.
But see, when you say that,
that's my point. When you say that stuff, you're just like, oh, you want another thing after this one? Okay. Bing! As you wish. Your wishes might come in. Bing!
Like even the clients, because when I work with my clients, I talk to them before the session, I talk to them after, and if I give them a reading, as they're talking to me, the crazy thing, it's not crazy, but the really interesting thing is that I catch the words that they say and I correct them.
Absolutely.
I'm like, no, you really have to be mindful of your thoughts, because that's what's going to change your situation. That's what's going to help to change your experience. I'm sorry, I got you off track.
No. Here's another one. Negative people flock to you. Like a moth to a flame burned by the fire. The girl, oh my goodness. Why do I want to see that video again? Dun, 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 dun. Hey!
That's the way love.
Oh, that was a gem. Okay. Wait, what was I?
Negative people flock to you.
Our relationships, and I can definitely say this in what I've learned about myself.
I can take this off your seat. Sorry.
What I've learned about myself is your relationships are a mirror of who you are. And sometimes, especially in your romantic relationships, we pick people who either mirror things about us that we don't like. And we pick that person because we like, if I make this person lovable, that means I'm lovable too. And so we're like, so it's like, we're trying to fix. I know when I say this, I know for a fact
that is
done.
deep.
I'm just like, if I can fix this person, then that means that I'm okay too. Do you know what I mean? Ooh, girl, that's a thing. Like we trying to this is not Build-A-Bitch. Like, but you got the little motherfuckers.
Do you have the Build-A-Bear edition? Oh, I'm sorry. We're out of that. Well, can I have the Build-A-Bitch?
Right. This is like, you gotta let people be who they are.
And honestly, I'm at the point now. I'm like, look, I'm who I am. You are who you are. And then
do they vibe?
Right.
Does this go together? So if they're I know in romantic relationships and even in friendships, our friendships are a reflection of ourselves. And sometimes we have friends where you're just like, I like their energy, or they're more aspirational for you. But we really do need to be careful about the type of energy that we have around us. But
which is the reason why I don't
negative
have a lot
people
of friends.
are you just like, damn, well, I got some bogus ass negative ass friends, and people really, let me tell you,
my circle is a dot.
when I'm telling you, like when I'm talking to when I'm doing reading with clients, when I know that that they have people around them who are low vibrational, and it's like it's that fake friend. It's like, so what they'll show me is like they'll show me, I hear a lot of whispering sounds, and I'll be like, ooh, you got the girl, like what, like, you know what I mean, like they'll let me know, and you got a lot of people around here, they're not whispering nice stuff. But when you have a lot of people who are negative, that's because you're focusing on the negativity in you, and so you're attracting it. And it's like, if you don't look at it like it's a negative, like, oh, this is a lesson. But when we start focusing on the things that we don't like about ourselves, I promise you, those are the people.
Right.
They have that thing times 20. Like, oh, you want to see more of that? Here, let me give you a whole person with a bottle of messy.
And the thing is when you start thinking it, that's the vibration and the frequency that you put out. And it's like this cycle. It's this cycle effect. You think it, you feel it, you put it out, and then you attract it. You think it, you feel it, you put it out, and you attract it. And that is so true.
Yes.
That is so true.
For real. No. And then there's life's a bitch and then you die. Just like, it's just like that's so disempowering to just, I am accepting and affirming that, you're supposed to suffer, like, and then you die. Like,
no, you're not.
like you're denying your whole birthright. Like, you're literally like the whole, like, you just died. Okay, that's fine, whatever.
And then you wonder why they live a miserable life.
Totally miserable.
By themselves.
But they have, as a protection, they have made themselves believe. This is why I truly, when we talk about this in manifesting, this is so true. That they have made themselves really believe that's how you're supposed to live your life. So even someone coming in like, let me show you, let me tell you, like, look, you don't have to live like that. They honestly believe that. Yeah. And human nature is such that we would rather have a self-fulfilling prophecy than be wrong. I would rather have an inkling of belief that I don't deserve something and then make that happen so I could be like, see, I knew that, I knew, as
absolutely.
Opposed to learn.
Because
girl,
no one likes to be wrong.
But
that's the thing.
But when you think about that, that's crazy as hell.
It is.
Like, I would rather be right than be joyful than learn to let go. Ooh, now get it past that. Now
give me joy, give me peace.
But that was a lesson I had to learn though. Like that's real talk. For real, it's just like, wait a minute, hold on. Like you hold, because it's something about the righteousness, like that whole like being. It was something about being right, but in my head, I'm just felt like I'm being righteous. Oh. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Girl, no, that's some bullshit. Stop.
Okay, so let's talk about high vibrational stuff.
Okay.
Because this low stuff is getting on my nerves.
Okay. You start attracting like-minded people. People who are vibrating at your frequency. You start bringing.
I've been sweating all day.
You don't stink. You actually smell good. I love that. That scent that you wear. They have people who are on your wavelength. That when you think about yourself being at your highest, you start attracting that into your life to begin, because that's the vibration you're putting out, and it comes back in. And life just be flowing. Ooh, do. You don't know why, but everything is just so much easier. It's why? Why, Lord? Why is it easier? Why is it so much easier? So your life begins to flow because now you're walking in this faith and understanding of who you are, and then life just happens. So instead of being real high or real low, you're staying in this middle place and just kind of flowing and going with it, and just like, oh, that happened. Yes, things like that happen in life, and you just
that's where I am,
girl.
That's where I am. I'm like, okay, so today was that day where I was just sweating. Like I sweat out of my dress. I had to change because I was so nervous. But we have those days, and I'm like, okay, well, and I felt myself starting to get nervous, and I was like, you know what, Christy, just think of just having fun. Just have fun today. And the thing is, I was not trying to hide my nervousness. I was not trying to hide the fact that I was a little afraid. And I told the physicians, I was like, look, my armpits are sweaty, but you know what? Today we're gonna have a good day. We're gonna have fun. And they laughed. I laughed, and then I was like, oh, okay.
Oh, you know what? Being able to laugh at yourself, like real talk,
all the time,
it's so high vibrational to me. Like, for real, girl. I'm gonna tell you something. I laugh at I'm like
all the time. I will be in here dancing, and sometimes I'll record it, but a lot of the times I don't. And then Kyle will just come down here and just look at me, and then just keep going.
Like,
I laugh at myself all the time.
Me too. Here's another thing that's high vibrational. When something bad does happen, or something negative happen, or something low vibrational, you encounter somebody like that, or whatever. Now you can see it from all angles.
Oh, absolutely.
It's like now it's like like, oh, I was meant to see this or experience this. What? Let me. And now it's like. You're not, now you don't see it as somebody is attacking you. You're just like, oh, okay. This is interesting.
That's what happened today.
Like, okay. Let me just sit, but like.
Because when I noticed it, I was like, because I felt some kind of way at first. And I was just like, okay.
Let me just think about this for a minute.
I'm going to ignore it. Ignore.
Because you have an option whether how you're going to react to something. And oftentimes when we react to people, and this is why people do stuff like this. They might pick.
Oh, absolutely.
Poke. And then when you don't respond, you
disempower them.
Man. And when I talk about switch your energy so fast, when you don't respond to it, people, they'll be like, oh, okay. Now they whole shit fucked up because they got and they were going to transfer that bad shit to you. And you're just like, no, I'm good. And they're like, So you good now, huh? Oh, that's how it is. Sure. Girl. They like it's like the shield. You just put the shield up like I do not consent to this negativity. You keep that shit over there. Cause her good over here. What?
She good.
Her good.
She good.
Okay. Anyway, you start seeing situations happening as opposed to you, it's for you.
Yeah.
Like what can I learn from this? And everybody and everything does not even deserve your response.
Right.
Like real talk. Like is this situation even worthy of my time and energy and effort?
Exactly.
Because am I going to fix anything here? If that's not what I'm here to do, then let me just keep it pimping.
Because when you give your energy to that person, you're empowering them. And then you're also giving your energy to them.
Yes.
So if this is someone that you don't
and accepting the shit that they like, because they come with an agenda. Like I need to get this off of me. No. I need to get this out. No, not me.
Not here, boo boo.
No, I don't want it. No. 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 I don't want it.
Oh my gosh.
I don't want it. Nope.
Oh my god.
I said no.
You are gonna make me pee my pants.
And then most importantly, y'all, since we do like talking about our journey here.
Lord.
When you are vibrating high, you're allowing yourself to be open, you're discovering more of yourself, you will find that your connection to spirit is quick and fast and it's stronger, and the message is coming because you're vibrating high. And so that's why you show gratitude for stuff,
Oh my gosh, every single day.
Come on.
Every single day. And the thing is, we talk about we have the choice. We hold the key. We got the keys.
You're right. Okay.
I'm sorry. You guys, we are like showing out today. But no, like we have the power. We have the power of choice. And then we also have the power to control, like decide where our emotions go. So if we find ourselves, like someone cuts us off, and then it's funny because at one point when people would cut me off, I would have to drive around them and then zoom in front and then cut them off. But now I just get to the point where I'm like, oh, that's what we doing today?
Girl, no. I do this. I'm like, oh, you must be in a hurry. You go ahead, baby.
Right. Go ahead.
Go ahead.
I'm trying to get to my place safely.
Ding, ding, ding.
But the really great thing is that we have the power to control our vibration. We have the power. And I think that's one of the things and that's another thing too, like even in relationships, you made me upset. You got me mad. You did this to me. And no, like we have the control. So we have to take that control back. We have to remember that we are the ones that we are in the driver's seat.
No, and I'm gonna tell you something. That is, when you are in a relationship and you know that you are getting less than, and you're not being treated right, and then somebody does something, and you're like, why did you do that to me? You're making me feel like this, and blah 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 blah. And so us saying like, no, you have control of that situation. Let me tell you something. Let me be clear. Yeah, I am well aware of when you're in the middle of it. That's not you. Like I ain't got control over nothing, but I want to put my foot up. I get control over that.
I'm about to bust you out
because you're like, this is disrespectful. Like you a whole clown out here. But I'm not speaking from experience. Yes, she is. I'm not. But what we're saying is, you have a control over your response, and your response, sometimes the response that you know is the right thing, you're not ready to do. Because it's just like, oh, this is disrespectful here. Obviously, I can't control you, because what you want a person to do is act right. I want you to act right.
Yeah. The only thing we can do is control ourselves. And that's the place where I'm
if they're not going to act right, you got to put your big girl panties on, baby. Grab your bonnet. And and your electric toothbrush, and keep
Thank you for reflecting myself.
So my true authentic self. Thank you.
So
Namaste.
Right. Stop. You're going to have me pee my pants.
I'm just saying.
So, like, a really good example is, I thought about this, and I told you about this. So, I got my car towed over the weekend.
Sorry, I didn't mean to.
I haven't gotten, so this is the second time I have ever gotten my car towed. And this is the first time.
You didn't cover it when, I guarantee you did not cover your car when you got out the car.
I didn't.
I know you did, because it got towed.
I didn't. I promise you I didn't. But the thing is, so my car got towed, and I did have a Spot Hero spot, but I parked in the wrong spot. So it got towed. But usually I would have been like, oh my gosh, my heart would have been palpitating. I would have been sweating. I would have been anxious. I would have been mad. But then I was just like, okay, well, all right. So I looked at my app and I saw my little car just going up Lakeshore Drive. Like,
it's the part where you're watching your car drive away that for me is that part where you're just like, yep, there she is. Bye bye.
I'm like, Mama's behind you, boo. Mama's coming. And honestly, it was an expensive lesson to learn. I have to be more mindful, and even though I was tired on that day, I have to still pay attention to details. But I did talk to my guys. I was like, look, this is what I don't want to pay, and this is what I'm okay to pay. And I did not pay what I thought I was going to pay. So I was happy with that. But maybe next time I need to bring the price a little bit lower.
Or just cover the car when you get out of it in the first place.
I know. I'm sorry, Archangel Michael. I usually...
Hey, you got me? You good? Okay, cool.
Usually, and I'm telling you, when you guys, if Archangel Michael is the bomb. Mia showed me this, and I'm telling you, I have never gotten a ticket when I called on him to just keep an eye on my car. But the times that I've forgotten, shit happens.
Girl, you know, like I said, I stay riding there. Like, I need
you ride. You do ride dirt. Did you ever get
a submissions test to get?
You still haven't done it?
No, it's far.
Whatever. But honestly, so one of the things, living in a high vibration is more freeing, and I think it's more peaceful. So I just, and again, it's all a choice. Like, there was a situation with my son, you know about this, where he did not get registered for school when he was supposed to. Now, Mom,
despite her incessant reminders.
And it's fine.
That's what we do as parents. It is what it is.
And I'm the type of parent, I'm like, okay, well, I told you, so.
Now what you gonna do?
You're gonna have to get out the shit store.
Lesson time.
Exit out the shit store.
Yep.
So, he had a conversation with my parents, and of course my parents, called me, and they were kind of stressed, like, what's gonna happen? Is he gonna have to come back because he's in London? And I said, you know what? I'm not about to stress out until it's time for me to figure out what needs to happen. Actually, I'm not planning on stressing out. You can stress out, but I'm not gonna stress out. The next day, he got registered for class. So it's just like one of those things. I'm not going to waste my energy in areas where it's not needed. It will all work out
the way it's supposed to.
Right.
Period. So when you're feeling this, when you're in the depths and the pits of this, because I want to make sure we don't oversimplify it. Like, just raise your vibration. Right. Like, no, for real, we understand. Like, this is, it's in the.
Sorry, we're not editing people. I'm running to the bathroom. Yes, I am. She's gonna keep.
Okay, I'm gonna keep on round and around we go. Round and around we go. Okay, sorry. Okay. So some things that you can do to raise your vibrations. Take an audit of what you're bringing in, your intake, especially energy. Stop surrounding yourself with people who are negative. And honestly, this is very difficult for people to actually execute, because think about it. Everybody's on social media. You're on your phone for basically everything. The news is nothing but just a reaffirmation of everything negative in the world. And oh my God, this election, everything that's going on right now, it's very hard to disconnect from negativity without feeling like you're disconnecting from people. But guess what? Sometimes disconnecting from people is okay for a little while, just to feed what you need, okay? Another some things that you can do too is go outside. So I am a huge fan of just connecting with nature, being outside and enjoying the air. Y'all know I take great pictures of the moon. I love her. But just enjoying the moon. These are things that why was I about to look over here like she's still sitting here? Oh my goodness, I need help. Here she comes. I'm really losing my mind. I was about to look at you like you were still sitting here, like you know what? Yeah, that happened. So going outside and connecting with nature is another thing that you can do to just raise your vibration. It's like take a beat. Just let me stop for a second before I react and do something. Just give me 5 minutes. Okay, you can go right there. Mm-hmm.
So honestly, for me, I think so I am a firm believer of working out. If you guys follow me on my Instagram page, you guys know that I work out and work out at the butt crack of dawn.
We be up there at 1, 2, 3, 4.
Yeah. And there are days where I don't want to go to the gym because I know that there's like a shitload of burpees for me to do at some point in time. But honestly, if you don't have a gym, maybe try yoga. If you can't do yoga, maybe try Pilates. Or even just go outside and walk. It's going to be different. But I think the really important thing is...
Girl, these abundant bitches buy them Pelotons. These some abundant...
Oh, Peloton is like the new thing.
Yeah, they out here abundant and living delicious and having a good old time. Spending mortgage payments on bikes.
You know, I almost bought a Peloton.
Of course you did!
But I'm like, am I really going to use that shit?
Oh my goodness. I did a couple of spin classes. To me, it was the work.
I do like spinning.
Oh my God. I need to ask my sister what the name of this little crazy place she took. Was it Barry's Boot Camp?
Yeah.
Baby, I went to California to visit my sister. And I was just like, what is wrong with you? Why is this okay with you? Why is this something that you want to do?
I bet if you went now, you'd be like, what? That's it? That's all?
Oh, it hurts.
But anything, you guys know, so I like to move my body. I like to dance. So whether it's working out or dancing, I am all like dancing is it's in my body. It is there.
Get it out, girl.
So what else can raise your vibration?
Let's see. Ooh. Be playful, y'all, for real. Stop being, sorry, I'm just...
She's capturing her child over here dancing.
For no reason. Okay. Be playful. So it's like, when you're in this rediscovery process, you're thinking about, okay, a lot of times when we're working on shadow work, we're healing inner child trauma. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? So people are but also when you're trying to figure out what is joyful for you, it's almost like going back to that child, and it's like, okay, what is it, the innocence of just being able to just enjoy? What do you just literally stop and just like, I enjoy this, like, period. It could be, a lot of people have pets now.
Yeah, a lot of people are getting animals.
It's
that Coco.
That Coco. You know, we're about to go on probably a whole another lockdown, probably through the end of the year. Yeah. Like for real. So, you have to find, animals, pets.
I was trying to be a plant mom, but I killed them. Some of them are thriving, but my Betty Shabazz, she passed.
Betty Shabazz.
Betty's gone.
Those two are doing good.
Yeah, that one is doing the rubber. So that one was a orchid.
Right.
Someone told me at my job that orchids will rebloom.
Okay, I'm gonna tell you this. Wait, how long have you had that?
The orchid? Mm-hmm. Maybe 8 months.
I am not joking to you. So they're supposed to rebloom, but I have never.
Right, I have
not.
But see, this
had an orchid rebloom. But it happens for people. So y'all,
this woman at my job does.
People that have your orchids bloom, can you tell us how?
Right,
for real. It's never happened, and I love them. I just keep getting more of them anyway. But if you killed that rubber plant over there, girl, like that would be a feat of.
I killed Jay. I'm sorry, Jay. Like the plant Jay.
No, but that is like indestructible.
The rubber plant seems to be doing well.
Yeah.
And the one upstairs seems to be doing well too. But so we'll see.
Doing well. Okay, anyway, plant life. But what were you about to? You got affirmations?
Meditate. Meditate has been helpful for me to raise my vibrations. And I think you've even talked about it too. Like, especially if you're going to work with a client, whenever I work with a client, I need to be at a certain place.
Absolutely.
And then I know that if I come in and I'm rushing and I'm like, okay, it's like I need to center myself.
No, for real. That's real talk. But also, just in terms, I remember, I was laughing at myself because I thought about this. I remember before when you're struggling and trying to figure out what to do next. Did you just smell?
I can smell myself.
When you trying to make myself meditate. When I wasn't, I was like, okay, I need to. People say to meditate. I couldn't get to it, but I would tell you that. So this is what I would tell people who are going through it. Take the damn pressure off, sis. It is not. It's not. There is no whatever stereotype of what you believe you think you need to be supposed to have, shoulda, coulda been doing when you meditate. Release all that shit.
Whatever. It's for you. It's whatever you need is for you. So however Mia meditates, that's for Mia. It is not for me.
So the point of the meditation is to just quiet your mind enough to listen to yourself. It's to shut out everything that's not of you and just be like, let me talk to me. Yeah. Now, it can be going crazy in there while you're talking to yourself, but you paying attention to yourself and then you're answering. You know what I mean? It's basically a conversation with yourself. But just take the pressure off. However you talk to you, do that shit.
And some people think that you have to be able to just sit down and just have a blank mind. That's not the case.
That's a different type of meditation.
Right. And I told him, I was like, like with the clients, when I talked to them about meditation, if you see things coming in, just observe it, acknowledge it, and then let it pass, like a film strip. Just let it keep going.
Just let it keep going by. Just like, okay, yep, see you, thanks. Bye. It's like when I do it, I imagine, you know how Iron Man, when he pulls up that screen, that's like
Mission Impossible. That's what I was saying.
Oh, that's how I imagine it. It's just like, okay, yep, see it, okay, nope, okay, yep. That's how I do it. But for me, I'm laugh.
Oh yes,
I am.
But you're funny too. So
not
only do you laugh, but you make other people laugh. I like to make people laugh too.
No, I literally, I sometimes think to myself, I should not be this funny to myself because I'll be great. Oh my goodness, there's this guy that I was very fond of. He would just be like, "You're not supposed to laugh at your own jokes." I'm like, why not?
Says who?
They're hilarious. But
I tell people all the time, I think I was a comedian in another life.
Oh, girl, what I will do for this is so like we're talking about what we do personally. If I'm just like I can't, aside from hitting a little gummy, what I will do though, I would put on like a stand-up comedy or something, and just laugh. And sometimes I'm telling you,
laughter is healing.
It's so healing, and sometimes like you're laughing, it's like whatever. And sometimes it'll make you cry a little bit, so you're like, okay, I needed to get that out too. But I'm having it's like, it's just I love doing that. And another thing that works for me when I'm feeling funky is I create beauty. To me, the process of creation is therapeutic as shit. So I'll get like full out dressed, like I got whole business.
I saw you do your makeup the other day.
Yep, I was just like, I just did half of my face, just like I'll do something around, with my home. I'm like, what new project I'm going, like, to me, there's something, and that definitely raises my vibration, because that just brings you back to, like, you're a creator.
And see, that type
I
of
love
shit,
to read.
That does not raise my vibration. Like,
that I love.
Let me decorate. I'm like, man, what do I need?
See, no, but I love to read. I've embraced that I have a very, very, very curious mind. So what I allow myself to do, I allow myself to go down the little crazy rabbit holes that I go to learn something. Like, I just allow myself to do. I mean, I started thinking.
What are you learning now?
Girl,
what did you tell me the other day?
She's making fun of me. I'm just been learning about quantum physics. Leave me alone. It's fun. But and honestly, the most important thing for me, when I'm feeling la funk, and it happens, y'all. Woo! It happens. Ooh, does it happen? Is to remember the stuff that I'm grateful for.
Yeah, gratitude.
Let me tell you something. Woo! gratitude is a motherfucker. Gratitude makes everything that you have enough.
It does.
And when we're talking about vibrations, I think one of the highest vibrations is that of gratitude, because the feeling that you have when you're grateful for what you have gives you more for you to be grateful
there you
for.
go. Yep.
It is.
It opens up more.
It just, I mean,
to come to you.
Like and I, Christie and I talked about this too. It'll be times during the day where I'll just be like, damn, I love my life. And like, y'all, keeping it 100. She is very single. It's a lot of things that I'm looking, that, you know, that I'm manifesting in my life that aren't here at this time. But I have no doubt that what I desire in my life is coming for me. Mm-hmm. I have no doubt in my mind that what's for me will not miss me. So that allowed, but like just in every moment, like even like when new lessons come up, I'm like, oh, I'm so grateful, because now I know, now I'm a little bit wiser, I'm a little bit more experienced. Like my healing practice is growing. Like that is like everything for me. Mm-hmm. And when I say I love my life, and this is real talk, especially we live in a life where everybody, they want you to be something else. When I say there is not anyone else I would want to be. I don't want to look like nobody else. I don't want anybody else's body.
Because your body is kind of snatched.
But that's not like coming from an egotistical place. It's like, it took me a long time to get here. This is some new shit, y'all. Yeah. Like real talk. Like when I say, even with everything, like all the strife and heartache and pain and things that I've experienced, things I've done to myself, it's just like I still wouldn't want to be anybody else. Facts. Except for maybe Jade, because I would like to know what it's like to have me as a mama. Right.
I mean, Jade, you are like living it up.
Girl, I'm like, I tell her, I was like, Jade, next incarnation, can you be?
Can we switch?
I did. I straight up asked her, can we switch? I was like, can you be the mommy and I'm the kid? She was like, no, I don't want to spend all my money. I said, well, wait, but I'm supposed to. Right. She said, well, I was like, it's okay for me too. She's like, yeah, because I'm the kid. I was like, you know what? You know what? But but seriously, the more I got into like the self-discovery, it's like I became addicted to myself. Like there's so much in here I want to learn. That. So it just allows you to keep going. So then you get to when the rough stuff happens, you're like, oh, okay, what we learning? What is this about?
And I think another thing too is when we hit those spots where we know that there's a lesson that's coming up, we know that it's better on the other side. So then we no longer approach it like, okay, what now?
Yes.
But it's like, okay, let's look.
I already know. Like, all right.
Let me put that deodorant on.
Like, that's what we doing today. Okay.
All right.
Let's do it. So how do you raise your vibration?
So another thing to raise your vibration is love, just self-love, the act of love. Like think about when you hug someone. Think about when you love on someone. That raises your vibration. And think about self-love. Touch, right. And so even like, we talked about rituals. One of the rituals that I have, which I don't always do, is the goddess bath. And I made this oil that laid out in the moonlight. It sounds so fancy. Yes. Laid out in the moonlight with rosebuds.
No, it was moon kissed in the full moon of Scorpio.
Right. But during the full moon, I will take this oil and I will put it on my body, and I will, like, it's like a mindfulness. I'm taking the oil and I'm putting it in my body. And I'm looking at myself in the mirror too, like acknowledging, this is your body, girl. You better appreciate it. You better love it. Girl, that is a way that will raise your vibration.
Seriously. When we were in the gym the other day when Lou was trying to kill us.
Every day.
This one, our arms, we couldn't, and we were in between, I don't know, it was like 400,000 push-ups. I don't know.
Gosh, that day was horrible.
Anyway, but I stopped when you got to stop. You be like, okay, how am I going to get through this? I told myself, I was like, I love my body. It's like, I love my body. We're just stretching ourselves a little bit. I'm doing this because I love us.
There you go.
And that is what helped me. Because when I say, because you be feeling like this is, I'm just like, I had to bring myself back. Like, why am I doing this? Because I love my body. That's why so let's just.
And we like to look good naked too.
Yes. Because keep it 100.
Sis likes to look good naked.
Sparkle and shine. What else do you do?
So another thing that you can do to help raise your vibration, and again, it's going to be different for everyone, but affirmations. I think affirmations are a really great way to shift you from one mindset and bring you to another place. So, like in my guest bedroom upstairs, which is also my closet, my mirror. I know. My
Whole closet, girl. Living a good life.
But on the mirror, like I have a couple of things, and they're just reminders. You know, I'll be dressed because, of course, I'm looking at myself in the mirror. And Kai actually looks. My daughter looks at herself in the mirror too. So hopefully, she's picking up those affirmations. Girl. But that'll just it will. If it does not go into your conscious mind, it will go into your subconscious mind. You are beautiful. You are worthy. You're deserving of this. Whatever those affirmations are a great way to raise your vibration.
I 100,000%. Like, I just think affirmation, like affirming yourself, the act of literally affirming yourself is a whole thing.
Yep.
So I'm gonna keep it in 100 again. I was very critical of myself for so long, but I covered it up under the disguise of I'm keeping it real with myself. In my head, I'm like, I don't want to be one of those people who can't see themselves and they think everything is, so I would be so self-critical. So I would accomplish something. People be like, oh my God, that I'd be like, yeah, but I could have done it, like blah, blah, blah. You know what I mean? Like I didn't know how to celebrate myself.
Right. And I've stopped doing that.
Oh,
because
that's
somebody,
hard. So I didn't allow other people to celebrate me because I didn't know. It's like, I felt like I was being boastful. Like, I was taught, like, this is literally what my mother told me. And I know that she was telling me, she said, if when you are something, you don't have to tell anybody. So you don't have to go around telling everybody I'm pretty. Because if you are, they'll tell you. So it was like this mindset of you don't do that. You don't go around saying I'm this, I'm that, I'm this, and blah blah blah. You sit back, you humble yourself. You know what I mean? So I did not know how to celebrate myself. I didn't like all these things that, like, when I really think about what I did in my career, like before 30, I'm like, this shit is fucking, but I couldn't, in the middle of it, I just couldn't. Right. It was just like another stepping stone to go to some unattainable nothingness. So,
which is interesting,
so
because
affirming yourself is a thing. Like,
but it's interesting because you've gotten to a high place in your career, like in the other world. But then you realize, like, now that all of that, like, that doesn't. And everything happens for a reason. Yeah, everything does happen.
So because of the work that I've been able to do, like, think of like CPS, they're at home. If I was out
52 minutes already.
Dang. Oh, girl, ain't nothing. But because of the work that I've done prior to, now I'm able to do consulting work from home, and I have to be home because our kids are in school. So what would I be doing?
Right.
But you know what I mean? But going through everything that I went through, like I got some stories about corporate America. But anyway, that I went through, but I'm wiser for it, and I just see through the bullshit. Like, I just do now. But I know, but specifically for you, what do you do to
dance?
Yes.
Dance. Which is funny. So those of you who know me know that I used to dance professionally. Those of you who don't know, ta-da!
And it didn't have a pole. And no judgment.
No, I did not have a pole. And actually, someone in New York, when I was living in New York, asked me that. He was like, "Well, what do you do?" I'm like, "I'm a dancer." "Oh, you're a stripper?" "No."
Well,
"You dance on a pole?" "No."
Great.
I understand.
Have you seen some of these girls?
I've taken a pole dance class. Man, that stuff is hard. But for me, dance is the thing. Dance and music and meditation. I call it the 3 M's. But one of the things that we did during our angelic Reiki training, and I really love the way that they presented this. They talked about wiggle and giggle. And I say this all the time. Like, when you dance, you can't be in a bad mood.
Oh my God.
When you dance, you cannot be in a bad mood. And so during our certification, they were saying, okay, think of a person and think about the energy that you want to send to them. And so we're just going to dance it out, and don't worry about anyone looking at you. Don't worry about anything. And it was the best time, and everyone was
that
just...
sounds so freaking
It
fun.
was! And then everybody was just laughing and giggling and just in a really good spirit. And so that's why they call it Giggle and Wiggle. But honestly,
Giggle.
try it. When you dance, you cannot
wiggle.
be in a bad mood. You honestly cannot. And
That's
so
true.
I'm always dancing because I want to be in a space where I'm not in a funk. Or if I am in a funk, you know, I know how to get myself out of it. But it's moving, whether it's dance, working out, it's music, and it's meditation. Those are the things.
I love that.
Those are the things that help me.
Now, music. Babe, let me tell you something. I turn into what notes? What you need me to hit that falsetto? You want me to run these notes for you? What?
Wait, hold.
What, girl? What? And when I don't know the lyrics, I make shit up.
Oh, don't we all?
I'm belligerent about it.
Don't we all?
Music is everything.
Music
Is I love music.
And then I will say, you know, another thing that helps too. I don't do this a lot, but this may be helpful for someone. So I do make crystal gem elixirs. So just like, you know, we talk about this all the time. Crystals have their own vibration, and so you can also drink the vibration instead of meditating with it, and I guess and essentially absorbing the vibration into your energy field.
Absorb.
But you can drink it, and that's something too. So whenever I work with my clients in person, I have a gem elixir. There's rose, usually it's rose quartz or amethyst, that I'll have them drink after the session because they are able to intake those vibrations. So that's another way too that can help with your vibrations.
So I started doing this since you got me. You gave me some amethyst water, and I was just like, "This is the best."
Wasn't
like,
it
I don't
good?
know. So before my sessions, I keep some.
Oh, you do?
Some amethyst water, and I do those before my sessions, like, you know, right before I meditate, and I drink a little water, and I have right before I go into session with people. Yep, I sure do. And I think it really, like, I really like those. Like, I just feel like it's so high vibrational, and it really helps me connect. But actually, here's another thing. Like, it's literally in the name of the crystals.
Yes.
Raising your raising your vibrations with crystals.
Yes.
Chrissy has a great high vibe crystal this week too, by the way. But we talk a lot about crystals and how they emit energy. So when you're thinking about like high vibrational energies, and here's why it's important for people to know themselves, right? So you're having the funk, the ick. I like to call it the ick. You're having an ick. Like when you are kind of in alignment and knowing yourself, you can kind of feel where the ick is coming from.
Yep.
Like, you know, just like, okay, my heart is aching, or I'm anxious. I'm putting a lot of pressure on myself. My brain is here. You know what I mean? So when you're trying to transmute that energy or to go to another place, crystals are such a good tool.
Yep.
And when you know what's going on with you, it helps you pick what crystal you need.
Yep.
But regardless, there are a couple of crystals that, regardless of how you feel, will help to clear it up, especially when you're feeling the ick. One is smoky quartz.
Actually, this is smoky.
I know, I saw that.
Smoky.
Ding. Smoky quartz is a good one because it, you know, black tourmaline is another one when
That's
you're
upstairs.
feeling the ick. Just in terms of, but you'll get to know, like, if you're like, I'm having trouble expressing myself, you'll go get some blue stones. If you're just like, I'm not feeling connected to spirit, get you some amethyst. Like, there's a lot of different stones out there, but working with crystals though is definitely a way. I know you.
Yeah, because the thing with crystals, and I've shared this before, crystals vibrate. So their energy, so it's called a dominant oscillatory rate, DOR. So crystals are constantly vibrating at a constant
Does that
rate.
mean that it's never stopping?
It's never stopping. It's always emitting energy at a certain frequency. Humans, we are like this. You know, we're up, we're down, we're up, we're down. And working with crystals,
constant.
Yeah. So
Gotcha,
working with
okay.
crystals will help to raise our vibration. You know, so that's why crystals are great. And one of the things that so this was really cool. So I did a meditation with the what's the ascending woman? What's ascending alley? Whatever. The woman who talked. I don't want to say that.
I won't. No.
Okay.
Nope,
So I don't want to say that.
Okay.
Okay. But you know who I'm talking
yes.
about. Okay. So I did like a meditation, and she showed something during her like in her slides, and I thought was really cool. And she showed this slide, and it was basically. It shows you how your emotions are ranked on the vibrational frequency. And I thought this was really cool. And so I learned a lot about this from this meditation. And honestly, my mind was blown. So if you think about a pine cone or a funnel. Picture a cone or a funnel.
A cone that goes like
Not
this.
a pine cone, but a funnel.
Like a funnel.
Funnel.
Yeah.
So you have the open end, and then it tapers down into a point. And so as you go up the cone from the point, it begins to fan out and open. All right. And so the low vibrational frequencies are at the bottom. And so the chart actually has shame at the bottom of the funnel.
Ooh, is guilt down there too?
Yep. Guilt is down there. And so.
Oh, I know it's funnel.
Yeah.
When I went to go get my certification. Go ahead.
See?
Yes, I know.
So shame is measured at 20 hertz. And then guilt is at 30 hertz. And then apathy is 50. But joy is measured at 540 hertz.
Joy.
Peace is at 600 hertz. And then enlightenment is measured at 750 plus hertz. And so as you go up the cone with your vibration, you begin to release everything that was below, which I thought was really cool.
I love that. So I've done this before. Try this, Chrissy. When you're doing your meditation, go to YouTube and go and just you can literally put in meditation music at 720 hertz.
Oh, absolutely. Yes.
Girl, like
the frequency, yeah.
Oh my, when I was having trouble sleeping, I was going through one of my lesson times.
And that's why sound bowls.
Oh, that feels so good. Like I literally feel it feels so good. Ooh.
That's why bowls
when
are
I was
so
having
good.
trouble sleeping, I would look up one of those good high vibrating megahertz or the binaural beats, and it would help me go to sleep. Just
Really?
Yeah.
It wasn't for me.
Huh? Bum, bum, bum. You know what? Forget you. Okay. We are almost at the end of this.
Yeah,
I'm not talking to Christy anymore.
Whatever.
Okay, so here's the thing, guys. The big takeaway. You are always in a seat of power, and you have the ability to manage, control, and shift yourself, your emotions, but really your vibrations. Because remember, everything happens through feeling. What you believe and you feel is what you are. Not what you think and not what you say, but what you feel and believe. Okay? So, if you find yourself in the funk, do things that make you feel good and raise your vibration. You know
So dancing may not work for you. It may not be music. You know, maybe it's creating pottery, or maybe it's drawing, or maybe it's going out and roller skating.
Well, that's what their temple work is today.
Oh, okay. Oh, my bad.
That's exactly what. No. That's good. That's exactly what their work is today. So, rediscovery process. I am challenging everyone to spend some time doing it. I'm not even going to give you a timeline, but do something that you haven't done for yourself in a very long time.
That's good.
Like, it could be something as simple as, you know what, I have not treated myself to that Chanel lip color that I love so much in a long time. Why not do that? If it's, man, I really, really used to enjoy salsa dancing. Do that. You know what I mean? Like, rediscover, go back to those things where you're just like, I actually love playing Monopoly. Damn, I want to play like, you know what I mean, guys? Find 3 things that genuinely just bring you joy. It can be as in depth as you like, or I just really like this candle that I can only get at this one store, and I just hate driving all the way to the north side to get it, but you know what, I'm going to do it now because I really want this you know what I mean? Like, or it could be I haven't prayed in a long time, and that used to really bring me joy. fellowship. There is something about community.
Yep.
And I do know that it's difficult during these times for people to be able to have that fellowship and commune with each other. But this is find ways to do that.
Yeah.
For real. So whatever it is that you guys need, 3 things. And thoroughly allow yourself to enjoy yourself. Mm-hmm. Give yourself that.
Like, come from a perspective of being like a child, like learning, like self-discovery. And so this year for me has been the year of rebirth for me.
Ooh, child.
And that's why I got the lotus flower. But right, but so tennis was one of those things, like trying something new. So even if you don't have 3 things that used to bring you joy, maybe try one new thing that you've never done but maybe been interested in doing. Like I decided that I wanted to do a trapeze class. Like a couple summers ago, I did it with a friend that was at the gym. We took a trapeze class. It was the best thing, like learning new things, rediscovering, like, okay, who is this person? Who is she?
Sounds fun.
It was a lot of fun.
That sounds like a lot of fun.
Are you afraid of heights?
No.
Okay, good.
That would, I would totally, absolutely.
Okay, that's what we're doing for this time.
Oh my God, that sounds fun. But seriously, whatever works for you, trying something new, something you haven't done before, and just allow yourself to enjoy it. Just for you.
Right.
Like legit for you. I go to the movies by myself. I eat meals by myself. If I feel like I have a taste for a certain restaurant or food, I'm single. What am I supposed to do? Wait for somebody to take me? I'm about to go.
You're good at doing that. I don't do that. Like,
I'm out.
I've never gone to the movies by myself.
Christy, you just, oh my goodness. Okay. Think about it though. Like you might not. Like I think I'm gonna do it though. I'll do it. I like romantic comedies. Yeah. Like I watch Hallmark. Literally, my TV is always on Hallmark.
Yeah.
But so it's like when you're with somebody. Like my ex-husband, he couldn't stand them damn movies. Like he was like if there was no blood or cursing or somebody being killed, he's just like, what was the point of the scene?
That's me.
He's like, yeah. He'd be like, what's the point of this? I'm like, I'm just not supposed to. And then some of it, even my friends would be like, girl, I'm not about to watch that. So I'm going.
I do like love stories too, though. But you know what? I think that's something that once the world opens up again, I will challenge myself to do that.
New restaurants? That's like, because you know how many restaurants
I have gone out to eat by myself.
But you know how I'm like, oh, I know some place. That's me just doing shit by myself. Like, oh, let me go over here.
She
What's
knows
this?
The restaurants.
Because I'm hungry. She likes to eat. And then, when you go someplace, they treat you good. I'm coming back. And then I talk a lot. So now I feel like I'm part of the family. I'm like, I work here too, guys.
And they're like, oh my gosh, we haven't, like this legit happened. Oh my gosh, we haven't seen you in forever. What happened? What drink do you want? You want your usual?
And I would say that you want to know the reason I kept doing it is because I realized when I go places by myself, I'm more vulnerable and open to meeting people and talking to people. So traveling by myself is completely different than when I'm traveling with somebody else because I'm by myself. So I'm like, I'm looking around, I'm taking it all in. Like the energy that you're putting out there is like, hey, I'm open to have